Hi, good evening, family. I pray that everyone is happy, healthy, prosperous, and wealthy, blessed by the Most High God. I was thinking about, I was looking at the news, and I'm just thinking about our plight of America right now. For all of us, it's like we are really in what I see as the most vulnerable situation globally than we have been since World War II, and it's all due to this dude here, dumb Trump, right? I mean, if ever there's been a man or a person unfit for presidency and leadership in this country, we are looking at him every day. Has been in the news probably for the last 10 years. That's a world record, probably. That's a Guinness. I give him that right there, for just everything from nuts to bolts to through Z, But I was looking at how we become so much weaker, economically, due to due to his tariffs, that are backfiring, and people knew it was, all the financial and economic experts all knew that this was a dumbass idea, throwing out tariffs when we got to pay for them, us, the consumer, American citizens, and walking around, talking about Trump like a big bully, and acting as though he really got some power. It's imaginary in his mind, but what he is now facing right now is the backlash, that the tariffs does not work. We need the world as much as the world need us, and this is the problem with a lot of these supremacists. They live on this here like a psychological island, like, and like it's as though they have everything they need and they need no one, which is the quintessential lie of all reality. It's like, and I was thinking about how, he let, Elon Musk come in and just shut down so many programs. I don't think I've ever seen the airline business suffer as much as since he hasn't even been in for a complete year. And I've seen more airplane accidents and just misfortunes than I've ever seen in a 1 year period, due to this guy's bright ideas, just shutting down stuff. And the thing about it, what we got to keep in mind is everything that he calls himself, with these shutdowns and the whole Doge ideal of saving money, with smaller government. The thing I don't hear from the media is, where is that money going to? All of this money that we're supposed to be saving, who's pocketing this money, or where is this here chest of saved money? No one asked that question. I'm going to tell you where it's at. It's in his bank accounts somewhere. Maybe not all of it, but a big part of it. Everything that he cuts, he's getting a cut out of it. Every deal that this dude is making, he's getting a cut out of it. Now, that's economically, right? But even as far as militarily, we are weaker than we've ever been, right? I'm looking at how China is playing chess. Russia has caught on and is playing chess with America too. But see, the thing about it, I look at how Trump just recently had the Arab Prince over here, and he is about as happy as a little puppy who's missed his master, from coming home from work and just hopping all around and jumping all around, just so happy to see him and wagging his tail. He's in love with strong men because that's what he desires to be, a strong, powerful man. And he did that with Putin. Putin played him just like a pimp playing a whore, right? And now it's like he did it also. I'm going to say he did it also with President Xi. You know, and the thing about it, you could tell his whole demeanor, you know, his composure when he get around Putin. Trump wants to be the big strong man, so when he shakes people's hands, he likes to, you know, shake it up a little bit, let them know I got more power than you. When he shakes Putin's hand, he damn near bows down and kisses his feet. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Xi. He's very restrained when he, you know, do any interaction with these here strong men. You know, so now, and I really believe that the Arab Prince and him, they got a thing going. And I'm gonna tell you, when a person knows that the world, that their walls is closing in on them because of their, you know, really dumbass ideals, you know what I'm saying? Like this guy is made. He knows that there is nothing but darkness waiting for him down the road, okay? He's not going to be president again. Hopefully, you know, I mean, you know, if he lives that long, you know, it will not be a happy ending for him, okay? Now, in a situation like this here, a person in this type of position who has had so much opportunity to do so much nationally, as well as globally, and has effed up on every level. You understand? Out of greed, out of hate, and just total, you know, disgust with the people that even put him in there. You know, and I'm hoping that, you know, the maggots are, you know, that they're really catching on. I know you're feeling it, and I'm damn glad that you are feeling it. But I'm hoping that it changes their thinking to understand that this was never about color. It's always been about class. The billionaires against the poor. And if you ain't got, like I've always said, if you ain't got more than 10 million in your account, you're pretty much poor. On the stage now, we're not dealing with millionaires. We're dealing with billionaires, and some are pushing to be trillionaires. So, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, that they're catching on, and as well as the Latino community. You know, right now we are in a position whereas that we can't even win a war with Venezuela. That's a small country, and this is the type of stuff that bullies do. They go and they bully the smallest people, or in this case, small country. You know, however, this small country has more oil than any country on the planet, right? And instead of Trump having some kind of charisma and some swag, you know, and like, look, let's work with each other because we are a part of the Americas. This dumbass has gone down here and bullied this man who is standing up for his people and standing up for what he believes in, and now has reached out to Putin. But see, Putin is kind of like the pit bull that comes in to let Trump know that, well, we down with them and we going to work something out with them. But see, it's not just about the money that with Putin or with China. But with Putin, I'm going to stick with, you know, he has now maneuvered his way into a strategic location, whereas Russian ships have never, ever been this close to America. I'm talking about warships that have been this close to where they can send missiles. They already have technology that can send a missile all the way around the planet. Now, they don't have to send it around the planet to make it to the America, to the United States. But the big boy that sits back and is playing chess with all of them is China. Because now China has also moved in. But the difference between China, though, and Russia is that China has already loaned Venezuela over $60 billion in an agreement before these tariffs even happened to be repaid in Venezuelan oil. You understand? So now China, who is supposed to be our enemy or arch enemy, has also moved into a strategic position to whereas if a war came out, America has a losing hand. And the big thing, I mean, you know, and the main thing that I think about, I know African Americans is not about to run in here and try to save the fucking day for this racist, hateful country. And hopefully the Latinos have caught on that they don't give a damn about them either. as well as maybe some of the maggots, you know. But one thing I do know, those of us that's called poor, mind your business. Stay in your lane, keep your head down, and stay out the way. Peace.